All over Europe, men and women resist the Nazis, but not in Germany, where Hitler is able to find and seize their weapons. 3 million German political opponents are imprisoned in concentration camps between 1933 and 1945. More than 5 million Jews slaughtered, 1 million children, gypsies, Slavs, pacifists, critics, the disabled. More than 11 million total die in concentration camps. Nearly 21 million civilians throughout Europe perish at Hitler's hands.
In the days after the Connecticut school shooting, there's been a lot of talk about the need for gun control laws to be more strict across the nation. And this is a highly charged issue. Some say stricter laws would protect the innocent, and others say it would do nothing but take guns away from law-abiding citizens. Tonight we investigate the numbers in a reality check you won't see anywhere else. The language being used by gun control advocates, politicians, and many in the national media all sounds the same. We need to get angry about what happened in Connecticut. We must take serious action, they say, to prevent this from ever happening again. One of the toughest issues here is to separate the emotion from fact, because it's easy to be angry at guns. But does that anger make sense? To be angry at the tool and not the user. Do you know how many gun-related deaths we have in America each year? According to the FBI's number for 2011, which is the last number where numbers are available, there were 12,664 murders in the U.S. Of those, 8,583 were caused by firearms, which means that 4,081 were committed without a firearm. Now let's stick to the numbers of firearm deaths. Nearly 8,600 murders committed with a firearm in 2011. Now, the thinking is that if there were stricter gun laws, these 8,600 deaths, or many of them at least, would have been prevented. But is that true? Well, not necessarily. While guns are the most common tool used for murder, the second most common are knives and cutting objects. And the third, believe it or not, are fists and feet. But there is a bigger issue here. If guns are so dangerous of a tool that society must rid itself of them, is that true of other dangerous tools? While there are under 8,600 gun-related murders in the United States for 2011, there are over 11,000 drunk driving-related deaths, according to the New York Times. That means 2,500 more people are dying at the hands of drunk drivers than guns. So where's the outrage from Piers Morgan of CNN about legal alcohol for those drunk drivers? Where are the calls from Mayor Michael Bloomberg of New York to have a serious debate about banning cars? After all, there are 38,000 traffic deaths in the country every year. Well, what this means for you is that no one is going to move to take your car away, because people will say, well, cars and guns, it's apples and oranges. After all, you need a car to get around, but you don't need a gun. Cars serve many purposes, but guns, they say, serve only one. That argument is not only untrue, but it serves to demonstrate the difference in worldview. Those who are calling for a ban on assault weapons and handguns are doing so because they believe that the greater good in society will be served by removing guns, even though the numbers show the greater good would be better served by removing all cars. The argument over guns isn't really over guns at all. It's over whether or not the individual in America has rights. Rights to speech, rights to property, rights to keep and bear arms. We hear a lot about sovereign states these days, but the truth is, in the eyes of the founders, you are the sovereign. You have rights that no society, no government, and even the greater good cannot take away from you. And that is Reality Check. And you can find the sources for this story posted on our website at fox19.com. If you'd like to make your voice heard on this story, as I'm sure many of you would like to, you can head over to my Facebook page. You can find it by searching Ben Swann.